Fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black with silver, official weight 164 pounds. This Olympic bronze medalist has a professional record of 27 victories, including 17 knockouts, with only 1 defeat and 1 bout even. From Little Rock, Arkansas, former undisputed middleweight champion of the world, Jermain Bad Intentions Taylor. And fighting out of the red corner, wearing black with red, official weight also 164 pounds. His professional record, a perfect one. 32 bouts, 32 victories, including 29 knockouts. He's the blue-collar fighting pride of Youngstown, Ohio. Title not on the line tonight. The Ghost Hamlin.
Okay, Kelly, Jermain, you both received your instructions in the dressing room. Okay, right here is good, anything that's gonna be low. Right here is good, anything that's gonna be low. I want a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Above all, protect yourself at all times. Let's go.
Sometimes a fighter doesn't recover from a knockout. Sometimes Taylor handled this event, this opportunity to turn it around.
Will it be round 1 of the rematch, or is it round 8 in Atlantic City? Some of that depends on who lands the first big shot. Kelly Pavlik just missed with a glancing right-hand chopping blow. Taylor, and the crowd begins to chant for Pavlik.
For them, this is a tactical start to the fight.
Good footing jab by Pavlik. Knocks Taylor back a half a step. Emmanuel, what do you see so far?
Well, I was really concerned about who could establish the best jab, because Jermain's biggest punch has always been, what attracted him to me was his left jab, a great left jab. And Kelly in the last fight surprised me by actually out-jamming him. So it's going to be a jamming contest at the beginning. Whoever can establish a jab, I think the best is going to really just set the pace for this fight.
Having trained Jermain Taylor for 4 fights prior to this one, you see anything different that he's doing compared to what he did with you?
Well, I think he's working behind his jab, and I think he seems to be I just see more determination in his face for this fight than he did in the first fight. Seems to be, and he's more settled. He was very hype and very nervous for the last fight.
Good jab by Taylor. Snaps Pavlik's head back. Pavlik returns the favor. Both have landed their jab in the first round. Good body shot by Pavlik as Taylor missed over the top with the right hand. Good jab by Taylor. Right and a left. A good sharp hook inside by Pavlik.
Pavlik notably trying to keep his gloves high so they can't get caught by one of those big looping punches.
See, Jermain's strategy for this fight, I figure, was to try to outdo what he's doing. But the only thing that concerns me, when he gets tired or he gets under pressure, will he resort back to the habit he's had for the last couple of years, which is going straight to the ropes, in addition to dropping his hand.
Hard right hand by Pavlik. How does Taylor respond? Left hook by Pavlik. Big left hook by Pavlik. But Jermain Taylor comes back. Will Pavlik get over anxious? Taylor not badly hurt, though he's landed some big shots, has Kelly Pavlik. And now Jermain Taylor with a shot. And a good left hook by Taylor. Both guys are making a mark in the first round, just as was the case in Atlantic City. Another right hand by Pavlik. That one a little bit more extended. Not quite as thudding as the first one.
Taylor might have won the jabbing contest in that round, but Pavlik landed the bigger shots.
Here you see Kelly land his signature punch, which is a jab followed by a right hand, and Jermain really got caught. He didn't do anything wrong with just perfect left jab that obstructed his vision.
In round one, Kelly Pavlik 26 out of 66, including 14 of 39 jabs. Taylor 17 out of 51, 13 out of 41 jabs. So they were really even in the jab category according to CompuBox. And just as Larry said, Pavlik landed the bigger shots. Harold Letterman gives the first round to Kelly. How significant is Pavlik's height, given that Jermain Taylor is a tall middleweight and has seldom, if ever, faced fighters taller than himself in his weight category?
I think it's a good factor because of the fact that not only is he taller, he fights tall. And Jermain has a tendency sometimes, as he goes on, and not only will he drop his left hand, but he bends his head down lower to being tall.
This is round two, the round in which Taylor nearly knocked Kelly Pavlik out in Atlantic City, and Jermain Taylor has landed some very healthy shots in the first minute of this round, continuing to jab very well, as is Pavlik. It's an offensive fight, and both guys are scoring.
But I just see Jermain is slowly starting to back a lot more, and that's the one thing he can't do. Jermain has a good right hand, but he has a tendency, as his promoter Ludabella says, a bow and arrow type. He jabs and he kind of winds up on the right hand, and you can see it coming. It's a hard right, but you see it coming. That's why he doesn't have the amount of knockouts he should have. Where Kelly's is a little bit more deceiving the way he shoots him.
Well, and one other subtle difference. I think at the end of the day, Pavlik's punches are straighter, and straighter punches get to the target faster.
Yeah, very simple and straight. But I see a lot of determination in the eyes of Jermain Taylor. He's fighting just as if, as he talked to you, he's fighting the fight of his life, this fight here. And you can see he's determined to win this fight if it's any way possible. And I think he's going to end up now going back to the ropes more and more under the pressure.
Well, the pressure is the real point here, because Pavlik wants to keep Taylor working 3 minutes around, hoping that he tires later, without jeopardizing himself by leaving himself too open.
Good right hand by Taylor.
He left himself open that time.
A couple of body shots. Taylor missed with an uppercut. Pavlik wants to keep backing Taylor up. He hasn't been able to do it all the time in this round.
Jermain need to get back to his jab. As long as he's jabbing in, you can set up. You can't see what he's going to do, but right now he's not jabbing enough. And if you don't, Kelly will slowly take control of the fight again.
Left hook by Pavlik. Taylor answers with a right. Good jab by Taylor there. Pavlik with his own jab. Slowly, inexorably, Pavlik continues to make his point by going forward and backing Taylor up. That's the heart of his strategy, and it's working so far.
And very similar to the right hand that caused all of the damage in the first round in the second round in the first fight. It's almost identical punch.
Second round was definitely better for Taylor. Harold Letterman gives him the round, evening it up on the scorecard. You saw in CompuBox stats between rounds that Jermain Taylor's punch output has dropped tonight from what he threw in Atlantic City. That's a little bit misleading, perhaps, because the big punch output in the first 2 rounds in Atlantic City was partially produced by the assault on Pavlik in round 2. Taylor landed 42 out of 50 power shots in the second round in Atlantic City. That's an extraordinary number, which we are not likely ever to see duplicated between the two again.
Kelly is starting to find his range with his jab right now in this round here. And that's something that Jermain needs to not let him. Jermain got to get back to working his jab himself. When he picks Kelly's jab off with his glove and then counters with his own jab, he out jabs Kelly. He's got to get to doing it again. So he's letting Kelly shoot jabs, and Kelly's doubling up on his jabs now. And then there are two and then a right hand.
Manuel, you're sounding like a trainer standing in the fighter's corner. And it's obviously why you have to do that. You've spent a couple of years in his corner.
Jermain Taylor insisted in a meeting with us yesterday that he would go to the body much more than in the first fight. That has not happened so far, though there were a couple of good body shots in round 2. Pavlik threw 66 punches in each of the first 2 rounds. He would like to get it up to about 80 or 90. That's the pace at which he really likes to fight. Chopping right hand across the top by Taylor after 2 body shots by Kelly Pavlik. So it's Pavlik who started to think body a little bit, perhaps trying to get that punch count up. Hard right hand by Taylor. Tonight, Kelly Pavlik is seeing them coming a little better.
Yeah, Kelly is fighting the same fight he fought before. I think Jermain is showing a lot more intensity, a little bit more patient tonight. But Kelly's fighting the same basic fight, which is to try to eventually start dominating the fight with his jab. But Jermain, if he works his jab, Jermain can set up a lot of things, because he has a much faster left jab than Kelly.
There's the Pavlik jab.
Stop.
Neither fighter really loves infighting. They both like to operate from puncher's distance. Good jab by Taylor.
Well, we're fighting a much more disciplined fight than the first time. A boxer's fight.
Looks like he's learned something from watching the tapes of the first fight. You have it through threat.
Okay, Jim. 2 rounds to 1. 29-28, Jermain Taylor. Jim, in rounds 2 and 3, I thought Jermain just landed the cleaner, harder shots with that right hand. I mean, he really landed some nice right hands. So he won those 2 rounds of clean punching. Kelly Pavlik backed him up, landed the left jab, and some good right hands to win the first round. 2-1, Jermain Taylor, based on clean punching.
Neither man has been hurt. Both have landed some very solid shots.
One thing I give Jermain credit for, he has not went to the ropes this time. He's done a fantastic job of staying in the center of the ring.
We've had 4 fights, a total of 28 rounds on this boxing card so far, and not a single clinch that I can remember in any of the 4 fights. No clinches here.
Stop. I got you. Let him up.
Round 4 is the most tactical round of the fight so far, and the crowd sort of settles in as though for the long haul.
But what's having the most dominant punch in the fight now is trying not to be the left jab of Kelly. Jermain has got to get back. He's winning. He's throwing a lot of punches that are not landing as clean as it seems to the crowd, but Kelly's consistently just pumping that left jab all the time.
And gradually, we start to see a pattern that developed toward the end of the first fight, which is that Jermain wings punches to the outside, sometimes both hands, left and right, while Pavlik resolutely keeps going straight up the middle.
And his jab connect percentage is getting to be very high right now.
Good left hook by Pavlik off the straight right hand. Another right hand for Pavlik. Taylor with a good jab and another good jab. Needs to keep working it. Hard right hand by Taylor. That's what happens when he lands his jab. Good left hook by Taylor.
Well, I think he's going to be smart and make sure he places his punches and not get too excited like he did the first fight.
Body shot by Kelly Pavlik. More and more he's investing in those to go with the jab.
See, even though Kelly
has right hand by Pavlik and another. Taylor jabs again to move him back. Another hard right hand by Pavlik, and Taylor comes back with a wild winging left hook. Good fight.
Whatever else you can say.
Behind on the scorecards, but is fighting the strategy he wants to fight.
Well, I think both guys are fighting a little bit what they wanted to do, but Jermain right now I thought would be trying to move around and give him more angles, but he's more and more gradually starting to, do less jabbing, which I think he needs to jab a lot more, and then set up the sneaky punches over top. But so far, it's a very good competitive fight, and Jermain is throwing his punches, I think, a lot shorter when he does to his power punches than he did the first fight. Even though Kelly Pavlik has a high knockout rate, and I've never considered him a really big puncher. He's a systematic guy who gradually wears you down, and then he stops you, but not just a single big one punch. And that's what he's going for tonight, to try to gradually grind Jermain down.
Isn't that true of most knockout artists, Emmanuel?
The only time you hear is one of and Mike Tyson. These are guys who knocked out quality fighters in the first and second rounds. That was punching power. But Kelly's on the line of great fighters like Marvin Hagler, who systematically just wore guys down.
How does Pavlik's punching power compare to that of Marvin Hagler?
I think Marvin may have been a little better puncher, believe it or not. But see, Marvin fought so many top quality name fighters off his era that he didn't knock him out that easy. But Kelly hasn't had, not as his fault, just many good top middleweights up there. But I think Kelly's just a good puncher, not a great puncher, but he puts things together so well that he gradually wears him down and then knocks him out.
Jermain Taylor is punching more accurately tonight than has been his norm in the past.
The work rate of Kelly is becoming to be a bigger factor.
You think that Jermain does not have the stamina to go 3-minute rounds hard, back to back to back?
I don't know. So far he's been doing extremely well, and he's, very conservative, placing his punches. But I don't know. After going down the stretch, that's what Kelly's depending on, is to wear him down in about 6 rounds or 7 rounds.
Right hand by Pavlik brings blood from Taylor's nose. Left nostril now leaking blood. Pavlik will go after it again with right hands.
Jab is setting up a lot of things, and it's starting to bother Jermain a lot, simply because he's not doing nothing about it. He should kick and return, but and that's what he should do more often.
Hard left hook by Taylor. 5 rounds complete. Leather, skin, sweat, and blood. Good fight.
Kelly Pavlik once again landing this left jab. And notice the gloves are not even closed. It's more than just a camouflage. He uses it to blind you over your left eye before he lands his right hand.
Taylor 20 out of 43. Pavlik's work rate beginning to show up, but Taylor still landing a higher percentage of his punches. Those fast hands of his.
Something that should be noted, we know that Taylor has had problems with stamina in the past, but Kelly Pavlik has only gone past 8 rounds once, and that was a 9th round knockout.
Yeah, but he's so relaxed. If you look at the study of the body language, he's so relaxed in there. Where Jermain, even though he's landing punches, he's still tense. That's his nature of Jermain. He's a really high tense, hyper type guy, and that burns up a lot of his energy. Where Kelly's totally relaxed.
Stop, I got you.
See, Jermain is having problems with the jab now. He's flinching, he's reaching his pocket. He's getting preoccupied so much with the jab of Kelly. That's what Kelly wants him to do.
And it's 9 straight unanswered punches by Pavlik.
And that's what he's
10,
doing.
11, 12. They aren't landing necessarily, but there finally is an answer from Taylor, who seemed to be trying to catch rest in the middle of the round, and now rips Kelly Pavlik with a hard right hand.
But the difference is Kelly's consistent, though. Jermain is having explosions and then takes a break, and Kelly comes right back and keeps pumping. Keep working him. And Jermain is punching in explosions and then want to rest, but Kelly won't let him rest.
The relentless work rate of Kelly Pavlik, the dynamic explosions of Jermain Taylor.
Good body work by
Good way to
Taylor,
describe
which is unusual for him.
Stop.
Kelly can't match Jermain for hand speed, and he knows that. He's just trying to win.
Stop. Let him up.
I can't see that. Too much difference in the number of punches thrown and landed.
But the crowd gets excited over those big, wide punches, and then maybe some of the judges may too.
Hard left hand by Taylor. Stop Pavlik in his tracks. In addition to everything else, both fighters showing good chins tonight. 10 seconds to go to the halfway point of the fight.
I got to say something about judging boxing, what the judges should be looking for. I'm not counting punches as a judge. What I'm doing is I'm looking to see who's doing more damage. I'm saying who's hurting the other guy worse. And I think that Jermain Taylor is the stronger, more powerful guy so far. 4-2, Jermain Taylor.
I have the fight even.
Severe cut in his forehead and a concussion in the fourth round.
Now Jermain is working that beautiful left jab, and he would do that all night. Kelly would have a lot of problems. And then he would be able to land those power shots even better than he's landed them now.
This is the round, of course, in which Pavlik eliminated Taylor in Atlantic City, and so far the body language for Taylor in the 7th looks better tonight than was the case back in September. Interesting CompuBox observation is that Taylor's power punch output has dropped dramatically. He's throwing, by CompuBox count, fewer than half as many power punches tonight as he threw in Atlantic City, which maybe will help him to preserve the stamina that he said he lost in the first fight.
You think the extra few pounds means anything?
Well, in this case, it doesn't look like it's making. Yeah, I think both guys are a little stronger maybe than they were the last fight. But Jermain's hand speed is right now a big factor for him in this fight.
Good body shot by Taylor. Pavlik still coming forward when he can.
Stop. I got you.
Stretches in which the work is all Kelly Pavlik, and Taylor just isn't punching back. Whether he's trying to get a rest, can't find an opening, he allows Pavlik to throw 15, 20 unanswered shots. Now the body flurry by Taylor. And he reaches for a jab upstairs, but doesn't get there. Can he beat Kelly Pavlik, throwing significantly fewer punches per round? We shall see.
Well, when a guy with the hand speed of Jermain, even if he doesn't land clean blows sometimes, it creates a lot of excitement, like the flurry at the end to the body, even though they may be partially blocked, but it creates a lot of excitement with the crowd and oftentimes with the judges, which can neutralize the consistent work of a guy like Kelly Pack in terms of scoring.
Let him up.
Left hook landed.
Stop. I got you.
Taylor starting to clinch a little bit more to get a blow.
Taylor doing a much better job tonight of handling Kelly Pavlik's right hand than was the case in Atlantic City. Pavlik hasn't landed as many solid shots with the right.
Yeah, but that was when he was exhausted and fatigued when he was landing those punches. He's keeping his hands up very good and high tonight, which is very impressive to me. But I'm just worried about him starting to back. If he doesn't back to those ropes as he gets tired.
It just seems to me like one of those primaries in which one of the fighters is casting a lot more votes. Taylor has flurries that look spectacular, but Pavlik is grinding, throwing, and backing Jermain up all the time. Good shot by Taylor. Pavlik blocks that one with his gloves.
A jab of Pavlik coming through. Jermain has been very successful in blocking the right hand punches and all of the other punches coming from Kelly. His defense is very good tonight. The only thing he's having a problem with is Kelly's jab, but everything else he's neutralizing.
Well, both of them have gone to school on the first fight, being more deliberate, trying to protect themselves a little bit better. So what we have is an intense boxing contest.
Pavlik blocked those shots with his gloves, landed his jab, sneaks in a right hand. Taylor lands a big right hand shot. Tries to come back with a left hook. Pavlik straightens himself out, keeps coming forward behind the jab.
Hands free, hands free. Stop, 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 stop. That's a bell.
It's 8 of his 11 power shots, but he only threw 30 punches in the round. It's even on Harold Letterman's scorecard so far. Larry, you've talked in the past about Kelly Pavlik's poise under pressure. There was an indicator of it there when Jack Lowe said, "Listen to me," between rounds, and Pavlik said, "I'm all ears," as though having a conversation in a bar.
Well, that speaks to the relaxation that Emmanuel referenced earlier. He is one falcon who hears the falconer.
And you know, he's doing, when you consider, he's not no super coordinated guy, not gifted with a lot of superior skills that a lot of boxers have. But just his intelligence and his consistency is what's got him where he is. Whereas Jermain has got way more skills. If he just the idea Jermain just could be consistent and fight consistently for the whole round, he would be unbeatable.
Well, you're talking about skills. I don't know how you measure it. It's a skill to be able to fight intelligently. It's a skill to be able to fight persistently over a long fight. Skill is more than just hand speed, in my view.
I'll never forget once when John McEnroe said to me, "I got more talent in my little finger than Yvonne Lindell has in his whole body." And I said, "John, do you have the talent to go work out for 8 hours at a time?"
Exactly.
Stop, I got you, I got you.
Coming forward. Taylor's eyes are swelling shut on both sides. Probably not enough yet to bother his vision, though.
What's interesting to me that Kelly keeps throwing that right hand and Jermain keeps his left hand up, blocking it all the time. I'm surprised that Kelly hasn't changed up and just shot a left uppercut or a right uppercut. He's doing the same thing, and Jermain is catching.
If it keeps working, why would he change it?
I don't think he's getting close enough to throw the uppercut, Emmanuel, because Taylor's backing off. Taylor's punch is winging there and missing.
And
now there's a good shot.
Kelly comes right back and the beat goes on.
And Kelly has been the one coming forward for most of the fight,
which impresses many judges.
85, Kelly Pavlik. Jim, who do you like? The harder hitter or the busier guy? Now, the last 3 rounds, 7, 8, and 9, I like the busier guy. Kelly Pavlik coming forward, throwing more jabs, throw that right hand behind the left jab, backing up Jermain Taylor. But obviously, Jermain Taylor, the harder hitter. I went with the busier guy the last 3 rounds. I thought Taylor just didn't do enough. 5-4, Pavlik.
I have it 6-3, Pavlik. I don't know how you can tell that Taylor is the heavy hitter.
That's what a judge has got to do, Larry.
I know, but I don't know how you can tell. What has he done? He's landed some good punches, so has Pavlik. But be that as it may, Pavlik in a prize fight. He's never gone to the 10th round before.
I got a question. If Taylor's the harder hitter, why is he all swollen up and Pavlik's not?
Because Kelly Pavlik has landed the most consistent punch in this entire fight has been the left jab of Kelly Pavlik. That's been consistently. Everything else is in spots, but the left jab is landing consistently.
Nobody's ever questioned Jermain Taylor's guts. Courage is perhaps his greatest asset. So he'll be here for the next 3 rounds. And this is the first time in his professional career, in his 33rd fight, this is the first time Kelly Pavlik's ever been to round 10. It's old news for Jermain Taylor, who's had many 12-round fights.
It's interesting. Outside of the first round, Jermain hasn't been hit with too many right hands.
Hard right hand over the top by Taylor. Pavlik goes back to work with the jab.
Pavlik landed a very good short right hand on the inside. Taylor took it very well.
Yeah, I think considering the way they punched in Atlantic City and the fact that both are 4 pounds heavier tonight, both have shown world-class chins. This is Taylor's best round in a little while. Pavlik's going to work hard in these last 30 seconds to try to win it. Good jab by Taylor. 2 good left hooks by Taylor. He's busier in this round. Taylor starting to throw more combinations than has been the case in recent rounds.
Stop, I got you.
The first round in quite a while in which he outlanded Kelly Pavlik. Now we go to the championship rounds 11 and 12. Once again, Pavlik's never been here. Taylor's been here twice with Bernard Hopkins, with Winky Wright, and on various other occasions as well.
And on the last round, Kelly looked a little sloppy, a little fatigued as he's throwing his punches, but they don't have as much crispness that they had a little bit better early in the fight. And Jermain is still punching when he does punch with the same speed and crispness. He just doesn't punch that often, but when he does, he's very explosive and very sharp.
He has been to the ropes 1 time in this fight.
I'll give him credit for that, right? He did a fantastic job of staying off the ropes.
Conquering what has been criticized relentlessly as one of his worst bad habits. There hasn't been a clinch in the fight.
Also, he did a good job of blocking right hands, too.
Good body shot by Taylor with the left. Tries to come back with the right.
Stop, I got you.
These last 5 minutes of the fight may decide it.
Stop, stop.
Do you think that regardless of the outcome of this fight, Emmanuel
Stop.
Definitely, he's redeemed himself, and also Kelly Pavlik has seen him come down in his image a little bit because he was riding across the 2 great wins over Miranda and Taylor. So I think that Jermain Taylor's image goes up, and I think so slightly a little bit. I think that Kelly's just came down a little bit slightly.
Well, if you're expecting a knockout every time, is in, but I don't believe in that sort of stuff. But Taylor has fought as well as he can. He's fought smart, and he's showing now that he's fighting tough as well.
That's the closest thing to a real clinch that we've seen all night, right there. Came in the 11th round. Body shot by Pavlik, right hand over the top. In case you missed it, about a minute ago there was a warning to Taylor for low blows. That was the first real warning of the fight.
Stop.
Something different, throw a right hand to the body when Jermain put his head up. Anyway, this seems to be his round right now. Jermain seems to be very fatigued.
The first time his back hit the ropes all night long.
And it looks like he's about to go down. He's very tired.
I think Pavlik just surged in the last minute of that round.
Here you can see falling a few times that he went to the ropes maybe the first time, and this is what happens. A vicious body shot underneath instead of throwing a regular 1-2 to the head. And I think that took a lot of energy out of Jermain.
Pavlik, what now happens in round 12?
Stop. No.
Hard right hand by Taylor. Pavlik comes back with 2 hard
There's nothing left in him, and Kelly still have to be a little careful somewhere because he can still get caught.
Taylor's right eye has swelled up to grotesque proportions. But it still doesn't seem to bother his vision. Pavlik's landed that left jab over and over and over.
I got you.
Taylor backing away there.
Stop.
Needs to throw. Needs to use his fast hands. Throw combinations.
Pavlik is the same fighter he was in the first fight. Taylor hasn't been.
And for his stamina and pattern, the same fight he was in the first round.
3 punches for Pavlik, 1 for Taylor. Pavlik just looks steadier on his feet. Has more energy. But Taylor is still coming up with those big moments and fast flurries. Jab and right hand by Pavlik. Taylor with a left hook. Second big clinch of the fight.
Does Taylor not sense that he's got to put on a big flurry here, that he's got to try to do some serious damage, Emmanuel?
I think he feels it, but I think he's very tired. He's doing the best that he can. I mean, looking at his legs and his body motion, he's totally exhausted.
Pavlik bounces back into position and goes back to work with the jab. The energy is all Pavlik. The desperation is helping Taylor. Jab by Pavlik. Taylor backing up when he needs to throw. Jab and right hand by Pavlik. Body shot by Pavlik.
I got you. Let him go.
Taylor not getting off anything significant during that stretch. Right hand missed, left hand landed for Taylor. Good body shot for Jermain. Going forward one last time. 10 seconds to go. Jab by Pavlik. Taylor misses, now lands a body shot. They trade inside, and that's going to do it. What a fight. At center ring.
Yeah, very good fight. Both guys fought a very determined and focused fight.
Two guys who fought 19 of the best rounds we've seen in the last few years.
And very few clinches.
I don't know how Harold has it yet.
115, 113 Pavlik.
I had it 116 to 112, but my guess is the scores will be a little closer to what Harold has.
Here are the judges who'll be scoring the fight. Patricia Jarman, veteran judge here in Nevada, 66 title fights, one of the 5 Nevada judges who preferred Jermain Taylor over Bernard Hopkins in their 2 12-round matches here in Las Vegas. Dave Moretti, also one of the 5 Nevada judges who preferred Jermain Taylor over Bernard Hopkins. The only one who didn't was Jerry Roth in the first of the 2 fights between the 2. And then Glenn Crowbridge, 12 title fights, least experienced of the 3, had Oleg Moskayev ahead of Hasim Rahman 105-104 in August of 2006. Now let's go to Michael Buffer for the official particulars.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the scorecards. Dave Moretti, 117, 111. Patricia Morse Jarman, 115, 113. Glenn Trowbridge, 116, 112. All to the winner by unanimous decision. Still undefeated from Youngstown, Ohio, Kelly, the gold